Welcome to Season 4 of Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Hello, you're back. We are too. I'm Ade.
I'm Tim. I'm back as well. Who knew? It's like we've never gone.
Oh, yeah, I know. Some people would wish, but no, we're here. We're doing it. And thank you for joining us. Hopefully, this might be your Friday morning commute, or it might be a Sunday morning run. Wherever you listen to us, thanks. Hope you're subscribed.
Do you think we're inspirational enough for someone's Sunday morning run? Should we? Do we need to speak at a certain pace so that they can run at that pace?
Oh God, that hurts, Tim. So yes, long-time friend and listener Glenn, who came down to see us recently, he saves up a couple of them so that he can get round a run. So yeah, that's what he does Sunday mornings.
Good on you, Glenda. Good on you.
Yeah. I mean, I think when he did the half marathon, he had to turn us off about halfway because he just needed something to get him over the finish line with a bit more up tempo.
Not just finish him off.
Oh dear. So yes, absolutely amazing. Well done. However you do, we're just grateful that you tune in, and hopefully you talk along, giggle along, and wherever you are listening to us from, do make sure you press that subscribe. Do like our posts. Do send us a 5-star mediocre review. We will get to them all.
We will get to them all. They will all get read out. I've got a list of places, talking of places of wherever people are listening. So Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. I don't know where that is. But they've been listening to Great Pits of Fire. Negombo, Kampaha district. I don't know where that is either, but they've been listening to First Time Camping. Malacca, I don't know where that is either. They've been listening to What We've Been Up To, and in Taif Mecca region, wherever that is in the world, they've been listening to What We've Been Up To as well. So I'm gonna. So our provider tells us where new locations are picking us up on any given day. So I'm going to screenshot that, and I'm going to put the last time there were 4 places I hadn't really heard of. I did a little reel on our socials of where people are listening around the world. So I'll find out where those places are and put some maps up on our socials. So have a look on our Instagram, have a look on our Facebook, find our private Facebook group, join us. You'll see where those things are. And if you're listening to this, shout out to those people who are listening in weird and wonderful parts of the world, because that absolutely makes our day. It's amazing, is that?
Yeah. Do you think that they've actually searched for us and gone, or they've done some other search and misspelt something and come up with us? This isn't campaigning.
Casual campaigning podcast. Oh, I hope that exists.
I hope it does.
If it doesn't, we're binning this off from now on, and we're going to rename ourselves Casual Campaigning, and we're going to march on Poland.
Brilliant, yeah. Absolutely
Campaigning
cracking.
podcast. That's amazing.
And if you've accidentally, come across this podcast, then we hope you stay and listen to more than one. They did choose some pretty good episodes to go on, but
they did.
I think they all are, Tim. We don't put out rubbish.
No, we don't. Well, we do, but it's our own kind of brand of rubbish.
It's our own sort of, yes, I get you. So we're another week older. It only feels like, 2 hours ago, Tim.
There is casual campaigning.
It is. only joking.
It's an episode of a show called Kings and Conquerors, but they have done. The episode is called Lucky Number 7: Casual Campaigning. We've just given them loads of downloads.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, I'm
Christ.
going to download it and see what it is. But
That's hilarious. Casual campaigning. It's the only thing that comes up, so it's
well,
that's hilarious.
yeah, I think well, yeah. How funny! How funny! You know. Well, so what are we talking about this week, Tim?
We are talking about tick, tick, tick. We're talking about a checklist, or I suppose you could do ticks or checks. I don't know which you call it, depending on where you are in the world. But we're talking about checklists, camping checklists, so that you don't forget the thing that you really, 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 really shouldn't forget.
Yes. And I mean, we've said it before, but sometimes the rule of you're packing up to go away and you try and pack for any eventuality, you're going to forget something. I still forget stuff now. You know, you can say to me, right, bring the drone, do that, and I'll forget the drone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you know, it's those important things.
We're going to Glasgow in a few weeks, Ed, and I need you to bring the drone. So bring the drone.
I'll bring the drone. I'll put it on a checklist, Tim. Don't you worry. You don't need to remind me again, because that'll be... Oh, damn.
I'm going to say, if we get to Glasgow and there's no drone, that will be quite hilarious, to be honest.
I mean, like, I'm tempted just to forget it just for that kind of look on your face. Kind of like,
oh, funny.
But yes, I guess a checklist of summer holidays are coming. You know, people are breaking up for 6-8 weeks around the world and going on family holidays, and hopefully you're camping, or even if you're just going for a weekend break, it's important to check your supplies, check your kit, check yourself. Are you ready? Do you know where you're going? Is the car full of fuel? Have you charged your batteries? You know, all of those things really matter, don't they?
Have you had a pre-holiday wash? Well, you don't change your pants for a whole camping trip.
Well, you know.
We mean undercrackers, people.
Undercrackers. And I do, but it was just a comedy kind of thing. Just, you know, I'm just putting it out there. Ever since we've joked about it, I have made sure that I always go get a shower on a morning, sometimes on an evening. When we're at the bushcraft show, I'm over justifying myself now, aren't I?
You are. It's just a running joke, Ed. It's funny.
It's just a running joke.
You're far cleaner than me. You know, it's just a running joke. But it is funny. It is funny.
Well, you know,
do you actually use a checklist? So we're talking about checklists, but let me ask you, in all honesty, have you got a physical checklist or a digital checklist or a mental checklist, or do you use anything like that, or do you not? Do you kind of spitball it and just hope that you put it all in the van?
So I tend to, as I think of things, put them by the door. So I have an end of the room that's like, and things just go there. Remember to go get that. Remember to go get that. So I kind of do that, and then I clear everything from the room, because I'll be thinking of stuff over the days. I have had a mental checklist previously. I have wrote out things, but I also do, and I've said it before, so I'll say it again. I think you run the risk of, if you don't have camping utensils, camping plates, camping stuff, and you're raiding your kitchen every time, you're always going to forget something, and probably a key key thing. Whereas actually having camping set stuff so that instead of, oh, I need to put a few plates in, or I need to put a knife and fork in,
Yeah.
you're going, I need to put my camping box that has all of that stuff that I
Yeah.
use in.
And that's kind of what I do. I had a written, printed out camping checklist, and I think I've mentioned that, I don't know, last year or the year before in the show. And I don't now, because actually I've kind of switched over to your model of I've got a camping food kit box, I've got a kit box, I've got an electrics box. So sorry, bag. So I've got a North Face bag that has all my electric stuff, that always has batteries and power cables and charging cables and everything in there. So I kind of get used to the fact that I don't need to try and remember a head torch and its cable and some batteries and this power bank and that, because I just pick up that bag and go, I know I've
Yeah.
got all my electric stuff. And that does mean sometimes that I'm taking too much. It's probably worked against me, really, in the fact that I end up taking all my electric things on all camping trips because it's all in that one bag. I don't tend to thin things down, so there's pros and cons of both methods, really, isn't there? About using a checklist and using pre-stored containers that have kind of got everything in. Do you
Yeah.
find that you end up taking too much because you're not using a checklist?
Yes, I think I overpack generally. I think a lot of things, because I'm mainly camping on a site where I can drive up and put things in the car, some things don't come out of the car. Some things get
Yeah.
packed back in the car really quickly, but I do overpack generally. The only time I haven't overpacked is going up Snowdon recently. Go back and check that out if you've not listened to that.
Yeah.
But even there, I didn't use the only thing I didn't use was the sleeping bag I took. Everything else, and that was minimal. And I don't know whether I'm going to have learnings from that. I've got myself into a system of I prefer to have it and not use it than
Mm,
want to use it and not have it.
that's a good point. I mean, I too have forgotten lots of things. And historically, it was always my pillows, always
Mm,
pillows, always, always, always pillows. And I get there and go, oh, for God's sake, because I was always taking pillows off the bed.
yeah,
And then I remembered pillows off the bed because I added them to my checklist. So I did remember them then. But actually, it is a bit rubbish always having to take stuff off the bed and out the house and things. Although they're good pillows and the pillows that you're used to, so they're comfy. But now that I've
yeah,
got a dedicated camping pillow and all my sleeping stuff is in one bag, and the pillow's always in that bag with the sleeping bag, it never gets forgotten. It's
yeah,
which is good. And maybe the this episode is how not to forget stuff rather than camping checklists.
yeah, yeah, maybe. But, I do swear by that. I still forget things. I always hope that it's a minimal thing. Oh, it's a cup. All right, okay. I'm
Yeah,
I'm just gonna have to rinse out my beer mug or something like that. Whatever
yeah.
that is. You know, heaven forbid it's food. I've been away with somebody that forgot their poles to the tent because they stored them separately. They
Mm.
remembered the tent but not the poles. They're just all things that set you up to potentially forget something if you're doing things like that.
I've been camping with someone who forgot everything apart from their tent and their sleeping system. So they didn't have a chair, didn't have any plates, didn't have any cutlery, didn't have anything to drink out of.
Yeah.
Literally just turned up with some nice meat from the supermarket though. So it was kind of like, well, we'll cook your meat on our fire, and I'm sure we can share stuff. We'll make it work. You
We'll
know, if
make it work. Yeah.
you can't do that if you're camping on your own, but actually, in a group, you take the mick out of the person who's forgotten stuff, but you kind of make it work, don't you, as a team?
You do. And I would be the first one to say, I really hate it when I forget something because I like to show off when I'm camping. I like to go, oh, look, I've got a lot of nice stuff. I like to make sure it's there. But I can count, quite a few times this year where I've got, oh, I've forgotten that. Does anybody have that? You've lent me gas.
Mm.
You know, the day before you go, trying to run round trying to get gas for your stoves is not the time that you need
No.
to be buying it, because one, it seems to be really expensive these days. You know,
Mm.
if you get a big gas canister, I've paid up to £15
Yeah.
just because I've gone to the local one and they've got a branded up MSR one that's just very expensive. Whereas, you know, you can get 6 of the same size cans from Amazon for 30 quid at the minute.
Yeah. It's and I've done that. I've done that. I've got a box full of the large canisters of the jet boil fuel in the garage at the moment. I've stocked up in the jet boil Genesis specific gas, and I'm full of gas. You could argue.
Yes, listeners, it just writes themselves. We know you were all saying it. Yeah, no, well done. I've got to get myself a Jetboil Genesis. I've got to get myself one. I've loved watching you cook on it.
Yeah.
So yes, and I guess it's nice having jet boil gas that goes with it. I always loved having like an MSR stove, and when I found somewhere that did MSR gas, I'd be like, oh yeah, because it just kind of sets it off. I love a bit of matchy branding.
I'm going to say matchy. You got to look. You got to love the matchy.
You've got to love it. So yes, I think you know that is a top tip. Get those things that you know if you've been shaking cans and you don't know how much is left and stuff, just go buy a set. Go find somewhere, find wherever's selling it cheapest, and go get yourself some, because you don't want to be thinking, oh, I'm not going to cook those because that might take 10 minutes and I'm not sure if I've got the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really struggling when we were away in Wales earlier on, and I had to go out and try and find gas. We were in the back of Beyond. There was one hardware store in St David's that had the type of gas that I was after. I think I paid quite a lot for it. But, you know, the danger was we weren't getting a cup of tea in the morning.
And that's the thing. You had the same thing when we camped in when we went to Outdoor and Social, and
Yeah.
we had to drive around to the local village, and we found some
Yeah,
in
I've
a
just not
real
been doing
old
it. I'm
style
not taking.
garage.
Not taking my own advice, Tim. I'm
I
not.
know, I know.
But this is the thing. I'm learning. I'm learning about it because it's the thing that's annoying me. So you know, we're sharing. Do we get it right all the time? No, but we are
No.
sharing our experiences, and hopefully somebody goes, you know what, it's right. Just go and buy some.
This isn't, expert camping podcast. This is casual campaigning podcast. We're very casual about our campaigning. So, we make mistakes too. We're just the same as you. You know, when you're campaigning somewhere, making mistakes campaigning, we've made those campaigning mistakes.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Absolutely brilliant.
I have
I think.
Oh, sorry, go on. No, go on.
No, go on. You go.
I was going to say I have got, if people do want to put together a rudimentary checklist, tick list, or whatever you want to call it, list of things I shouldn't forget. I've got some headings that you can start it off with, really, and then add the meat on the bones, with your own equipment. But as headings wise, I've got shelter and campsite. So for your tents, your poles, your pegs, your mallet, your ground sheets, your repair tape. So if you do get some damage to your tent, have you got something to fix it? You like this as well. I've included your lovely tent brush. Because cleaning out your tent at the end of your trip is actually really important. It's and you've got that. I searched for a brush like that the other day, and I couldn't find one. It's
It has inspired a few. I think Richard's gone and got one. I'll tell you. I'll put it in the socials this week. I'll tell everybody what kind of brush it is and where you can get one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I needed it until I had it. And then, you know what it saves you? It saves you getting your tent out when you get home. If you've got a dry tent in the morning, you can just put it down and pop it away. So it saves you that whole getting it out when you get home. It's
No, it's
brilliant.
great. It's great. I love that tent brush. I didn't know I needed it, but I do need it actually. So
Yeah.
it made it onto the list. So next header would be sleep system. So obviously sleeping bag, looking at season appropriate stuff, your sleeping mats or your camp beds, your pillows, looking, do you need a liner, a dry bag? Do you know what else have you got? Blankets. I always take a blanket with me, just
Yeah.
either wrap around me in front of the fire, put on top of me if I'm sleeping, or put under me if I'm using a sim. It's so just thinking about those things. Cooking stuff. So make a list of all the cooking stuff that you do normally take, your stove, your fuel, like you say, lighters, matches, fire steels. Think about redundancy. A lot of those little tiny stoves, sometimes the piezo ignition doesn't work. You don't want to
Yep.
be let down with that. It's taking a fire steel or some matches or something just means you've got a bit of redundancy built in there. Something to eat off, something to eat with, those sorts of things. And your food, obviously, you'd be putting your food onto there.
Yeah.
Then you've got your water and your hydration. So something to put water in, something to drink with again. But I've always got in my kit box, I've got a little water thing of purification tablets and things like that, just in case you're needing water from somewhere that might be a bit dodge. It's
Yep.
Clothing. What camp clothes are
Yeah.
you taking? Bits like that. What adventures are you doing? Are you just hanging around camp? Do you just need like your camp clothes, your bushcrafty clothes and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
do you need like your hiking stuff? Do you want to make sure that you've got the right socks, the right boots, and all those things? You don't want to forget those. To I have gone to Snowdon once and got nearly halfway there and realised my boots were still at home. That was not a good journey with my mate who was driving, and we
Oh.
had to go back and get my boots. Um, it wasn't till we got to the campsite that, after doing all of that, that I had to own up that I'd also left my water bladder at home. So we only had his 2 litre water bladder to get us both up Snowdon and back. Yeah, that wasn't.
Does he go camping with you still?
He didn't. He took a big break for quite a number of years, about 8 or 9 years, and has just started camping with us again. It's Matt, our mate Matt.
Oh.
On that occasion, I did get up Snowdon all the way to the top, and it was only because he had the water and he was far fitter than me back then. And every time he stopped, the only way I got water was to catch him up and have a drink, and he didn't really take breaks. So it's the only way I got to the top of that bloody hill on that occasion.
Wow.
It was because
Wow.
he had the water. I mean, it's a punishment, really. But I did he did have to drive all the way back to my house to get the boots. So it was kind of, he was getting
Oh
his own
man.
back. But the importance of writing a list is, evident.
And the thing is, you know, you get so excited about going, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You just want to get going. And a lot of her, I don't want to stop. I've gone and spent far more on booze and food because I've got it on the way and had to get it from a service station rather
Yeah.
than anything else. But actually, it's just bad planning, and we know everybody's got busy lives, and sometimes with the best plan in the world, you still do forget something. It's just trying to minimise it as much as anything, really, and hopefully, it's not the really important stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Like you say, trying to minimize that risk of forgetting something vital.
Yeah.
It's you
Was
know,
that the end of your list there,
um
or was there
I've
another
got
section?
I got where am I? I got lighting, so head torch, batteries, power, some kind of power station, a lantern, small camping lantern to have round camp.
Yeah.
Hygiene stuff, so your wash kit, toothbrush, things like that. Whether it's pits and bits, foaming, cleaning stuff,
Yes.
or
Great
you know,
stuff. That.
yeah, it's anything like that. If you're if you're on any medication, it's really important to make sure you take away the right medication for while you're away. It's a first aid kit's really important to take away. And then thinking about weather and comfort, do you need sunscreen? Do you need uh, hurricane clothing? It's packing stuff that's appropriate for the trip. So check the weather forecast before you go, and then pack the stuff that's appropriate for what you're going to need to survive the weather.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've kind of put an extra section at the end that talks about essentials, really. Your wallet, some money,
Yeah.
some cash as well as a card. Cash is king, people. ID in case you need it. If you're going somewhere that needs permits, if you're going to go fishing and you meant to have a permit for it, well, take the bloody permit. What it's
Yeah.
like here in the UK, but other parts of the world you need permits to just enter certain parks. Car keys, things like that. Bits and bobs, like an essentials, bit of a list.
Yeah, I think that's a good list, Tim. It's a good list, and I could have a list like that, maybe on the fridge. Maybe it's something that you laminate and just tick stuff off as you do it. And as for me, one, I've got camping boxes. I've got things that I put in. They are specific for camping. I love them dearly. Sometimes take them out and clean them up and do whatever, but I always make sure that I put them back and then I just start putting things near the door. And I know I do always take too much, but I prefer that way. If I've got space and I can do, then I will do.
Yeah.
And then it's a question of, I'm thinking about it at 2 or 3 times over a day rather than, oh, I'm going camping in 10 minutes and I have to go and get a load of stuff.
Yeah.
I think the other thing to state at the minute is we're in the midst of another heat wave in the UK
Yeehaw.
as the point of recording. We've not had that much rain. There are sites that are having no bans on fires and things like that. So it's really important to check where you've booked maybe a few months ago that did have fires and you're thinking about you're cooking up steaks and you're going to grill them over a fire and things like that. Just check that that is still available within the place that you're going and make sure that you've got some alternatives just in case.
That's a really, really valid point there that I hadn't even considered. That yeah, actually you might love the idea of taking your nice sort of open fire pit and grilling on it, but actually they might have banned it by the time that you're actually going on this trip. Another thing in relation to that I was just thinking of, there was obviously that tragedy last year of the flash flood in a campsite in North America, where a lot of people did sadly lose their lives. After a prolonged period of really dry weather, you do have to think about, flash floods. So if you're going to a site that normally has a river and the river's not there anymore, just, check the weather. If it's really going to rain upstream really heavy, then you're massively at risk of a flash flood coming down and suddenly sort of, ruining your weekends. So just
Yeah.
pre-planning with thinking about the weather is really important, isn't it? It's
Yeah. Yeah, and as a basic, that should be it. But also speak to the site that you're going to. They want you to come, they need you to come. This is their business. They will be more than glad to make sure that to give you the right advice and help you out. Make sure that you still have a great time while you're on their site.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that goes around the world, I guess. Really, always ask if you're unsure. Just ask. There can be some confusion with campsites about, how many people you can have on your pitch. Does that mean that it's, I think for me, I'm still confused by some places when I book up, Go on Pitch Up or some of the other sites, and I go, oh, what does that mean? Can we get like 3 or 4 of us on that pitch, or is that like, because you can get up to 6 people on a pitch, but mostly it means that it's one tent that'll go up to 6 people, but whoever's in that.
Yeah.
But just ask them. I'd always try and get away with not paying enough money, but you don't want to be on a site going, oh, are they going to come and ask me for some money?
Yeah, yeah. We made the opposite mistake, really, didn't we, when we went to Cumbria earlier in the year, and
Yeah.
we booked 3 pitches for all of us, thinking you couldn't have many people on each one. And when we got there, literally all of us would have fit on one pitch because the pitches were so massive. So we actually overpaid, and
we were really spread out, weren't we?
Yeah,
We'd have all
yeah.
preferred to have just corralled a little bit more.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
That reminds me, I still owe Richie some money. I must do
I
that.
do as well. I thought about it today.
I must pay him his money.
Sorry, Rich.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. We are tight-fisted Yorkshiremen.
Yeah, we are. We are. Well, I think as well.
Can I just say, can you not scratch whatever you're scratching on a Zoom call, because that just looks so wrong. You got a bare leg up in the air and you're scratching something.
I was scratching my foot. I had an itchy foot.
It don't look like you're scratching your foot, mate.
No, it doesn't. I'm sat in a very warm room on a leather chair. I'm melting, as you can see, by my very shiny face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
So yeah, I think being really well prepared starts a couple of weeks before you go. Get excited about it by all means, but just start to create piles. Make sure that everything is charged up. I've quite often gone away thinking that I've charged something and it's not charged.
Yeah, I've done that so many times. Many times.
Oh, I had this on. Why is it not charged? So yeah, I think just double check, triple check, maybe. Those are the things that I start. I'm going to be guilty and say that sometimes I think, oh shit, I've not charged something, and do it the night before. Doesn't give you very much time to. If it doesn't charge properly, which certain things don't, sometimes you have to waggle the connector or whatever. If you're doing it the night before, you run the risk, like I did, of leaving my head torch when we went to Snowdon on the counter. It was there.
Oh, God.
Fully charged.
But you know what? You'd built redundancy into it, and you had another one in the bag already, which was great and served its purpose well. It's I think we'd have genuinely struggled a bit if you hadn't. I mean, I had the lead lenser, which was unbelievably bright and gave so much detail. But
I wanted to use my lead lenser. I bloody love that thing.
Oh, no.
But I did have I had 2 contingencies, but that's what happens if you leave it to the last minute. Doing that kind of sweep around of just like, for me, I put things in a certain area. Right, that's where I know I need to clear that area with everything that's then gone into that goes into the car.
I suppose the flip side is, if it is a last minute trip and you haven't had sort of 24 hours or so many hours to just build up that stuff by the door and keep adding more to it as you think about it. If you literally thought, you're listening to this and it's Friday and you're thinking, I'm going camping, just going to get the stuff because, these guys inspire me to go camping. Yes.
Which guys are them? Which guys are them, Tim? We need to get listening to them.
They're the guys on Casual Campaigning podcast.
They go and take over places and are really nonchalant about it. Like, oh yeah,
we like this. This is ours now.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, God. What I was going to say is, if you are just going to go for it and not have a lot of time to plan, it's really important actually having that printed list. because then you can just work down a checklist and go, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. I don't need that, but it's on the list. I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. So I think probably the best of both worlds of what part of what you're doing and part of what I'm doing is probably somewhere in the middle. There's a Venn diagram going, that's the right thing to do. And,
I think it depends on the type of person that you are. Some people like lists. Some people, I'm not a plans reader. I like try and work it out first, get it wrong, have to then read the plans and then have a go at it.
That's why all your chairs are wonky in the house, aren't they?
Yeah. All of them. But I'm a button presser rather than I can work this out. I'm sure I can. And that's why just grouping things in the corner of a room before I go, it does infuriate Mrs. Sweep. She I'm just a house messer upper, but hey.
You know what? We all have different ways of processing information, and there is no wrong way in that. And if you've got a way that works for you, then great.
Stick to it.
Stick to it. Absolutely stick to it. Should we jump into a minute mindfulness?
Yes, let's do it.
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Brilliant. I do love those minute mindfulnesses. We know you do too. We were thinking of cutting them out a while back and people were like, no. So yeah, just take that minute to breathe deeply, listen to what it is, and, hopefully start booking your next trip. There's campsites out there that need you to visit them.
Yes, they really do. Actually, they really do. Campsites
They really
need you. So get out there, camping people, and you need those campsites as much as they need you. It's camping is the best thing in the world. We might be slightly biased on that, but I'm pretty convinced it's up there and one of the top 3 or 4 things you need to survive. Water, food, shelter, camping. It's there.
Oxygen.
Oh,
camping.
yeah. Oh, cool. Find us on our socials. Find us on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. We've got a private Facebook group. Come and join the fun. We warn you, it gets expensive in there because people are spending and they're inspiring, and you just want to get what other people are getting because they're finding some bargains. But come and join us. Come and find us. Share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the episode. Tell someone about it so that they can get listening too, and you can laugh along together. But this is where it happens.
This is where it happens, and I think we're about to get, because we are over the mid-season kind of thing, we're about to get some summer sales, aren't we? And I suspect, and the chat in the group is always sort of full of people going, I've just bought this, and it's been at this price. And so, it really kind of helps find those bargains or whatever you want to do, and just some good advice and some chit chat with some really nice people. So come join, take part. Don't be afraid. We don't bite. Well, we bite if, you've got sausages.
We bite the sausages, not you.
Yeah.
All right then, Ade. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I've been Tim.
I've been Ade. Catch you on the next one.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.